fairly sensitive zoom. If you push it just a little bit, it'll zoom a little slow. If you push it fast, it'll go really fast. And so it's already streaming right now. I've already seen the stream link and everything. With the headphones on. It makes it a lot quieter in here. But you can hear everything that's going on. These are more useful and will be when you have all our new equipment should come Friday. Also, it's recorded. So if you want to
I'm probably going to be switching back and forth between that and this. Okay. Are we looking on the floor for this one? Okay. Just want to make sure, because I know the basketball game was good. I just want to make sure that
if someone's talking, you just want to go where the action is.
Okay, kind of short, but I can see it.
Good morning. My name is Anaya Fluker, and I'm the chair of Holiday Wishes this year.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Taj Malad, and I'm also chair of Holiday Wishes this year.
Holiday Wishes is our annual school-wide community service route run. This project aims to help the local communities' most vulnerable populations. We will kick off next Monday, November 13th. This year's theme is Snowflakes of Kindness, and we hope everyone at Blackwood High School will step up and contribute to this project to improve the world we live in.
This year's Holiday Wishes will support 5 local organizations, including FWest Children's Home, Richland 2 Classroom Libraries, Hoof and Paws, Wonder Buddy, and Richland 2's Backpack Program.
We know that our Blackwood High School community can make a huge impact and help those who need our help, so we set our goals high. Our goal for FWest Children's Home is 1,000 items. Our goal for Richland 2 Classroom Libraries is 500 books. Our goal for Hoof and Paw is 15 dog houses, and our goal for One of Buddy is 1,000 items. Our last goal is Richland 2 Backpack Program, and our goal is 3,300 items.
You can participate by donating items or donating monetarily through your 4th period teacher. Also, by participating in any of our fundraising events, you can help tremendously.
Thank you so much for your time. We hope you'll help us spread kindness this holiday season.
morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Cadet Major Bryson, the Executive Officer of the Garrison City Naval Battalion. I will be the Master of Ceremony for you. Before we get started with our Veterans Day ceremony, I would like to introduce our Naval Battalion Command Sergeant Major, Caitlin Brown.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of our Institute schools, Superintendent Dr. Kim Moore, Principal Matt Sherman, Instructor Major Brown, Sergeant First Class Bell, our distinguished visiting veterans, JRTC Department, we welcome you to today's Veterans Day Assembly. When Francis Scott wrote the Star-Spangled Banner over 200 years ago, he called America the land of the free and home of the brave. Those words are true today as they were then. Throughout history, American soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and the Coast Guard have bravely answered the call to defend our freedom, to aid our friends and allies, and turn back the world's aggressors. We can never repay our debt of gratitude to more than 750,000 American servicemen who have died in battle, or the 1.9 million who have been wounded. We can, however, recognize and thank over 20 million veterans still living today. These words are inscribed on the Korean War Memorial in Washington, D.C. Our nation honors her sons and daughters who answer the call to defend a country they never knew and people they never met. Those words apply equally to many of our World War I, World War II, Vietnam War, Gulf War, Afghanistan, and Iraq freedom veterans as well. They apply to today's active duty service members, tomorrow's veterans, who are helping to maintain peace throughout the world. Today, it is our privilege to say thank you to all American veterans, to let them know that we appreciate them for the service and honor for their sacrifices. The price of freedom is high. We cannot afford to forget those willing to pay for it. Today, we celebrate the American veterans for keeping the nation, the land of the free, and home of the brave. Please stand for the presentation of colors by the Blythewood High School Color Guard. The performance of our national anthem by the BHS the flag of America, the beautiful by the Blythewood Wind Symphony. It remains standing for the moment of silence in the pledge of allegiance.
Thank you. Please join me to recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag Please be seated. you have started to learn the rhythm, please feel free to stand when your precious song is played.
Today we demonstrate our sense of national unity all across the country as we remember the fallen, honor those who serve, and teach our children to value freedom. Now Private Justice Hartley and Sergeant Gregory Johnson will lay on the street and remember those who have served and are serving the United States military. Next, Second Lieutenant Malachi McLean will lay a rose to remember those who have served and are serving the United States Army. Next, Staff Sergeant Sierra Furtick will lay a rose to remember those who have served and are serving the United States Navy. Next, Corporal Aiden Poe will lay a rose to remember those who have served and are serving the United States Marine Corps. Next, Private DJ Myers will lay a rose to remember those who have served and are serving the United States Air Force. Next, Staff Sergeant Alexander Kennedy will lay a rose to remember those who have served and are serving the United States Coast Guard. Next, Sergeant First Class Keila Bateman will lay a rose to remember those who have served and are serving the United States First Marines. Finally, Private First Class Destiny Henry will lay a rose in honor of the 93,129 United States service members from all branches whose last one stands for prisoner of war or missing in action. These individuals have not yet returned to their families and homes. We shall not forget them. The wreath and the roses before you represent our commitment as a nation to remember the fallen. We also want these holiday wreaths to symbolize our honor to those who have served and are serving the armed forces of our great nation, and to their families who endure sacrifice every day on our behalf. To our children, we want you to understand the freedoms you enjoy today have not yet been free, but have come with a cost that someday you may have to pay yourself. As a nation stand together, we can defeat terrorism, hatred, and injustice. Thanks to our veterans, we have created to do just that. The battlefield cross you see comprised in the boots that credit the path to victory, the rifle carried by the warriors that gave off enemy and supported the brothers' arms, the helmet that guarded the wisdom and leadership of the warrior, lastly a set of identification tags known as dog tags, the final physical reference of the warrior's identity for their unit in their service.
Good morning. I am Captain Anani Johnson. This morning I am honored to be explaining the symbolism of the small white table to my left. This is called America's White Table and symbolizes the service members who will not be at our dinner table this evening and the prisoners of war and those missing in action. A small table shows one service member's lonely battle against many. Cadet Corporal Elijah Spearman covers it with a white cloth to honor a service member's pure heart when he answers his country call. Cadet Staff Sergeant Jasiri Simmons faces a limitless life and grains of salt on a plate to show a captain service member's bitter fate and the tears of the family waiting for the loved ones to return. is only possible through sacrifice. And finally, Sergeant Carter placed a red rose and a vase tied with a red ribbon for the hope that all are missing will return someday.
Now we hope you all enjoy a short performance by the Lively High School Cheering Team drill team. Our highly competitive drill team has consistently ranked among the best in regional drill meets, and the unarmed drill team is fortunate to place second in the nation in the Daytona Beach All-Service National. Please give a warm round of applause to the unarmed Davis County drill team. Dr. Morgan She is passionate about leadership and education, and her philosophy is to lead by example. I am committed to one thing and one thing only, and that is to provide the best educational experience each student is privileged to teach. Education is my passion. It is the reason I get up every day and my children. Dr. Seuss. During Dr. Moore's military career, she served in numerous leadership positions, specializing in nuclear, biological, and chemical weapons, and weapons of mass destruction. Her last assignment was at the Pentagon as Assistant for Negotiations in the Office of the Secretary of Defense for the Department of the Army. Dr. Moore started her second career in education after retiring from the military and held various leadership positions, including teaching, administration, principal, rector, and assistant superintendent. Before joining Richmond, Dr. Moore was recently served as assistant superintendent of career and innovative programs at the Pasco County School District of Florida, leading the workforce development program, pre-K through 12 STEM and STEAM schools in
Technical College. She developed district access and opportunity programs for more than 9,000 employees and 80,000 students. Dr. Moore holds a Bachelor of Science degree from Widener University, where she majored in biology and minored in chemistry. A master's degree in administration from Central Michigan University, an educational specialist degree in educational leadership from Nova Southeastern University, and a doctoral degree in educational leadership, major in organizational leadership, and minor in urban education from Nova Southeastern University. Originally from Chester, Tennessee, Dr. Moore and her husband James relocated to Columbia from the Tampa Bay area of Florida. They applied for children and veterans. Dr. Moore and her husband enjoyed travel and serving in their church. Dr. Moore is the first African American woman superintendent in 6 years to lead Richland 2 since 1985. Please welcome our Richland School District 2 Superintendent, Dr. Kim.
Good morning, Bengals. No. One of the things that you heard in my bio is that I was a principal. I was a high school principal. So I know you can be better than what I just heard. I've been to your football games. I've come here for several events. I've heard you be much, much louder. So we're going to try it one more time. Good morning, Bengals. Even better. I heard from this side. I didn't hear from this side. I want to hear from both. Good morning, Bengals. Much better. Thank you. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to our outstanding cadet corps for this wonderful ceremony that you have put on today and for the invitation to speak with you today. As you heard, I am a retired military officer. That was my first year before becoming an educator. And because I had that privilege to put on a uniform, I'm always very sensitive to the needs of our military families. You see, I served for 20 years. My military folks will understand the next part. 20 years, 1 month, and a wake up. For what? All right. So before I go into my prepared remarks, I do want to take an opportunity to recognize our veterans. So could I have all veterans please stand up? Thank you. I'm not putting you not to put you in parade route, but please keep standing. I'd like all military spouses, if you're a military spouse, please stand up. The reason we recognize our military spouses is because they are working their way to gold. They take care of the home front so that our military personnel can go off and do their job. So thank you to our military spouses. Military children. If you are a military child, stand up. Thank you. My children didn't have the choice to move. They never had the choice to leave the school that they were in, to leave their friends. They were told because that was the orders that I received. And so because I moved, they had to move. So for our military children, I want you to know that we see you, we honor you, and we value you. Because you don't always have the choice that we as your parents have. I also want to recognize and say an early happy birthday to my Marine friends, because tomorrow is the Marine Corps birthday, and we want to thank them. You see, students, I'm a part of a military family, so I am third generation Army. Four. And one of my 5 children is fourth generation Army. Four. But I am married to a Marine. I know. For the Army people, you're wondering. But I married him and upgraded him to the Army family. Four. So let me, first and foremost, today, talk to our students. Because students, what I want you to understand is, freedom is not free. To my left, you see this presentation here. The helmet, the upside down rifle, the boots, the flag. Why do we do that? It is to be remembered in remembrance of our fallen comrades who have made the ultimate sacrifice so that you have the privilege to sit in this building today. Freedom is not free. Freedom has a price. While as a veteran, we put our uniform on, we made sacrifices, our families made sacrifices, we paid a price. But we did not pay the ultimate price. But our comrades that did, we always want to honor them and remember them. Because they didn't come home. So that's why we have that display. So that you can enjoy the idea of what America was founded on. Now, I had a long speech here prepared, but I'm not going to read my speech because I'm going to talk to you today about my journey. Now, I know some of you are looking and you're saying, well, she's the superintendent, and she's a retired lieutenant colonel, and so she must have had an easy trek to this point in her life. And that would not be true. You see, when I first went to college, I had no intentions of going to the military. None whatsoever. My goal was to become an FBI agent. I was going to work in the crime lab, do what you see in CSI. In my freshman year, when I first came onto the college campus, we had a career fair. So I went and spoke with the FBI agent that was there to recruit. Told him what I wanted to do, told him how great I was, and that I would be a perfect FBI agent. He asked me, how old are you? How old will you be when you graduate? I said, I'll be 20 years old, because I started college when I was 16. And yes, I was a second semester freshman. So I thought, why wouldn't the FBI want me? I'm smart, I'm talented, I am gifted, I am all of that, and you should definitely want me to be one of your agents. You could tell I was a little arrogant. I call it confidence now. He looked at me and said, I'm sorry, you can't be an agent because you will not be old enough to graduate from college. He said, you have to be 23 years old. I said, well, that's not right. He explained to me what the rules were. He then asked me a very important question. He said, well, what else are you doing besides coursework for your degree? And I explained to him I had joined ROTC, not because I wanted to be in the military, but my father, who was second generation Army, was a helicopter crew chief. I wanted to ride in a helicopter. I was told ROTC was an easy A, so I joined ROTC. He said, you need to stay in ROTC, join the military, serve for 3 years, you'll get veterans preference, which will give you extra points when you apply to be an agent. So I said, okay. Now, you would think that it would have been a smooth journey from that point forward, but it wasn't. My freshman year in ROTC, I was rated by my fellow cadets to be the worst cadet in the entire ROTC Corps. That is freshmen, sophomores, juniors, seniors. Yes, the worst. I was the bottom of every cadet in the organization. Now, I'm a ripe old age of 16, so I called my mother crying. She had some choice words with me, and what she told me to do was to first stop crying and go see the sergeant major and ask him, why was I rated the worst cadet? So I did that. I made an appointment, I went and saw the sergeant major, I go in his office, I sit down, I start crying again, I tell him, this is not fair, this is not right, they are wrong, I'm a nice person, they just don't like me because I'm smart and I'm cute and all of those other things. Yes, because you know how you talk about people and you know how you talk about yourself. Sergeant Major told me to stop crying. He said, you are the worst cadet. Which I started crying again. He said, stop crying. He said, you're the worst cadet, Kim, because of the things that you do. So let me tell you what I did. Every time the Corps would ask us to do something, here was my response. I don't do that. So they would say, we're going to go out for the weekend and bivouac. That's what you would call camping out. I said, I don't do that. I don't sleep on the ground. They would say, we're going to go, and because we were the freshmen, we need to clean the weapons of the Army. I said, no, I'm not doing that. I didn't fire that weapon. Why do I need to clean up behind somebody else? They would say, you're going to volunteer to do this event. No, not doing that either. Everything they asked me to do was, no, I'm not doing that. Here's what the Sergeant Major said to me after he reminded me of what I would say. He said, what you don't realize, Kim, is people follow you. He said, have you noticed that when cadet leadership says something, no one speaks up and they look at you. And when you say, I'm not doing that, there's a whole little group that follows behind you. So while you were rated at the bottom, they were right above you. He said, you're a leader and you have a choice. How do you use and how will you use your leadership? By this point, I'm not crying, I'm mad. I'm really angry. So I said to Sergeant Major, I'll show you. I'm going to show you, and I will show everyone else that rated me at the bottom that I am not the worst cadet in the history of the Cadet Corps. Over the next 3 years, I went from the bottom to the top. I won every leadership award as a senior. I was the first female cadet commander, the first black cadet commander, and the first black female cadet commander. What I learned, thank you. What I learned from that experience was how to use my voice, how to use my skills, not to serve myself, but to serve others. I was commissioned, and I joined the Army. When I put on my uniform as a brand new second lieutenant, I found my purpose. So when I turned 23, I didn't submit an application to become an FBI agent. I stayed on active duty. And I served my country, and I served my soldiers that I had the privilege to lead. The best job that I had in the military was not serving on the Secretary of Defense's staff at the Pentagon, which was my last assignment, where I served on the negotiating team for the treaty that bans chemical warfare. You would think, because it's a very high-level, prestigious job, that that would have been the best job that I had, but it wasn't. The best job that I had when I was on active duty was when I was a basic training company commander. Because I got to take graduates like you and help them become soldiers. I got to watch them become what I knew that they could become as America's fighting force. During my military career, one of my favorite things to do when I worked with soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, Coast Guard, was to always talk to them about their purpose. And when I became an educator, I still continue to talk with students about purpose. So as I prepare to conclude my comments, as an educator, I'm going to give you homework because I was a science teacher. Yes, you're going to get some homework. Because that's what we do in education. We provoke thinking. But adults, this homework is for you also, not just for our students. So here are the 3 questions that I want to leave you with as I close. First is, what is your purpose? You see, through my military career and through my education career, I have learned that my purpose is to serve students. That is my purpose. When I became a teacher, one of my students said to me, "Miss, is it true that teachers make less than trash men?" Now, I was not in the state of South Carolina, I was in the state of Florida. My response was yes. And he said, "Well, why would you become a teacher?" And I said, "Don't you think you deserve the best person to help you prepare for life?" And he thought about it for a moment, and he said, "Yes." I said, "Well, I'm the best person. That's why I'm a teacher. It is my purpose." So what is your purpose? Here's your second question for your homework. How will you use your purpose to serve others? In my bio, you heard that I said that I lead by example. I learned that as a brand new second lieutenant. When my command sergeant major pulled me aside and said, "Ma'am, I'm here to help you. But remember this, we are here to serve our soldiers." He said, "If you do that, you will be successful." And he was right. So how will you use your purpose to serve others? I am so proud of your student leadership. I get to meet with them every month. And they told me all about your Christmas activities, your holiday celebrations, which are all focused around service. Service to others. Here's your third question. What can you do to move us as a country toward a more perfect union? Now, some of you are thinking, well, that's a pretty long, deep question. We become a more perfect union when we embrace the principles that were laid out by our founding fathers. Because it says, we the people. It doesn't say the government. It doesn't say an individual by name. It doesn't say an office. It says, we the people. Well, the people are you. Students, you are the people. As I've told you, leadership, you have to use your voice. You have to use your talent. You have to use your time to move us, we the people, forward. So just to make sure you have your homework, you're going to answer 3 questions. And if I come back, when I come back and I see you in the hallway, I might ask you, what is your purpose? How will you use your purpose to serve others? And then what can you do to move us forward toward a more perfect day? I encourage you to embrace your power, because now is the time for you to step up and lead. Thank you very much. It's been a privilege to speak with you today.
At this time, we'd like to recognize our veteran teaching staff, serving selflessly on a daily basis. Our staff is represented by veterans of the Vietnam Era, War Recent Operations in the Middle East. Please hold your applause until all names have been read and recognize the names for the services are Joseph Gonzalez, 5 years, U.S. Army. Angela Lockhart, 4 years, U.S. Air Force. Tanisha Reese, 5 years, U.S. Army. Dawn Berry, 4 years, U.S. Army. Andrea Saluski, 8 years, U.S. Army. Sergeant First Class Bell, 22 years, U.S. Army. Eric Brown, 22 years, U.S. Army. Charles White, 23 years, U.S. Army. Marvin Patton, 23 years, U.S. Army. Morgan Curry, 26 years, U.S. Air Force. Dennis Cordova, 36 years, Army National Guard. Natasha Pickney, 16 years, Army National Guard. Thank you for your service. Please give these veterans a round of applause.
Next, we would like to recognize Marine Corps Recruiter Staff Sergeant Mount, Navy Recruiter Petty Officer Kelly, Air Force Technical Sergeant Smith, and Army National Guard Sergeant Miller. At this time, we will recognize all veterans who are here today. If you are currently serving or have served in the United States Armed Forces, please stand to be recognized, saluted, and celebrated. Thank you for your humble service and sacrifice.
Good morning. I'm Cadet First Sergeant Ashley Gray. Melancholy Bugle, called known as TAP, is thought to be a revision of a French bugle signal. It was sounded an hour before the final bugle call to end the day by extinguishing fires and lights. The arrangement we use today was created during America's Civil War by Union General Daniel Adams Butterfield. The first time it was played at a military funeral may have been in Virginia shortly after Butterfield composed it, not wanting to reveal his battery's position in the voice of the enemy nearby. Union Captain John Tibble ordered it substituted for the traditional three-rifle volley as the burial of cannoneer killed in action. 10 months later, Taps was played at the funeral of Confederate General Stonewall Jackson, and by 1891, Army infantry regulations required Taps to be played at military funeral ceremonies. Taps is now played by the military at burial and memorial services to accompany the lowering of the flag and to signal the lights out command at day's end. As you hear Taps play today, please ponder in silence the cost of freedom and the role of our service personnel in payment of that price. Remember, someone in your family or circle of friends who served or serves in the armed forces and in protection of our nation. Take this opportunity to consider the courage and commitment of those serving today abroad and at home, as we face enemies of substance and of shadows. Consider how you will work to preserve and defend freedom for which so many have given their lives. Please be respectful while a member of the Blue Legion Marching Band, Steele Pendleton, plays taps.
Good morning, Bengals. First, let's give thanks. All thanks to First Class Sergeant Bell, Major Brown, our Gold Star Station Battalion. Thank you for today's ceremony. Let's give them a round of applause. Great job, Bengals. To our Bengal band with your amazing pieces, great job. Thank you. Let's give them a round of applause. The reason we need one more time, I ask all our veterans, current, former, and present, please stand. Let's give you one more round of applause. Thank you. To all of our babies, for your reverence, for your attention in today's ceremony, You know what I mean? We talk about our core values each and every day. Show respect, take responsibility, and build relationships. Friends, you hear me talk about our core values all the time. I constantly preach about our pride. But something I want to share with you. I had a conversation yesterday. Visiting with a student. I'll be honest, I didn't know the student well. There's 2,100 amazing kiddos in this building. And I work to build relationships. I met a new friend yesterday and said, let's talk. Invited them in. And I learned quickly, this is a student of the military family. I need to know more about the students. So we spent some time and spoke. As Dr. Moore just pointed out, you all saw most of the students stood up in this room because you have a connection with the military family. Bengals, I hope you realize that we have the largest percentage in Richland 2 of students connected or a part of the military. When I met with the student yesterday, I learned a lot. Where have you lived? How many times have you moved? Well, Mr. Sherman, I moved 9 times. We're about to move a 10th time. And that caught me off guard. Because I know it happens all the time. I talked to you many times about our students who moved in and moved out and moved to other places they're called home. But that took me back. Is this student citizen? That's just what we do. This person did bad now. I just we're going to do it 10th time. Folks, I moved twice in my life. Twice. This student's going to do it 10th time. So yes, I asked the question, so where do you call home? And they paused. And I think I caught the person on guard and I regretted asking that question, but they saw my response. They said, Mr. Sherman, home is where I'm at right now, and I can tell you, where we move, I will always be a Bengal. I said, I love that. You know, you hit my heart when you said that. Help me understand that. I said, Mr. Sherman, I moved 9 times. This is the first time I've been taken in. This is the first time I've connected with the group. This is the first time I'm excited to get up and come to school. So wherever our next move takes us, I know I will always be a Bengal. So I talk about pride. You all in this room, in this building, students, adults, and 2,300 souls that come to this building every day, made that connection with this student, not just that one student. As you look beside you, in front of you, around you, you're connected to a military student who may be here for a while, who may be here for a short time. But we have all made connection by showing respect, taking responsibility, and build relationships. The things we do, the culture we've created for every Bengal. So thank you. Thank you all. You are the reason I am one proud Bengal, and we are Bengal Nation. All right, folks, we ran above some housekeeping. Folks right here will be exiting through the cafeteria. We're going to start heading the second period. Our folks over here, we're heading down 900. We're heading the second period. Bengals, great job. Let's finish the day strong. Thank you.